Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on with Justin Trudeau? And is this the way a prime minister is supposed to behave? We got a double feature for you in this story, but let's get into it.
Oh, yeah!
Oh boy, Justin Trudeau. Well, we talk about him a lot on the channel, but today do we have a doozy for you guys because some photos and video footage have been circling the internet of Justin Trudeau to look like, well, that perhaps he had maybe had some substance abuse or was under the influence of something while doing a press conference recently in regards to provinces opting out of paying carbon taxes. Now, this is a viral post that has been moving around, and we're going to get into this. I thought I'd take Friday off today because from videos, because tonight's stream, if you haven't joined us on Friday Night Fringe here on the channel, tonight it'll be starting at 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central. Usually we talk about what's happened during the week, what's happening in the next week. But this week, because we hit our 25,000 subscriber threshold, I, again, have been talking about it on other videos, but I will be ending the stream off tonight with the infamous Jolo Chip Last Chip Challenge. Now, I've been told this is worse than the One Chip Challenge, the Packy One Chip Challenge. Now, for those who have concerns, I can assure you, I have consulted a physician. I know lots of people in the comments were saying, don't do it. I've heard bad things. I've spoke to my doctor. He has told me that everything's fine. It's simply going to be torture. So if you guys want to see those things, come on out tonight. It's going to be a fun stream. And I actually have to take time to drop this video sponsor. And then we're going to talk a little bit about why we're dropping those sponsors, because it actually ties into that stream. But ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a little bit of word from this video sponsor, Funnable Friends. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Funnable Friends. After a long day of looking at the world and what goes on around it, especially with this guy.
You'll forgive me if I don't think about monetary policy. You'll understand that I think about families.
I definitely need a calming distraction. And that's why I'm here today to talk to you about a new YouTube channel called Funnable Friends. This channel happens to be just what the doctor ordered to help take your stress away. We're talking clumsy puppies, hilarious cat fails, and hours of clean, family-appropriate entertainment. What is more is they are a grassroots channel volunteering and promoting local Alberta charities, including the fostering of a cute puppy through Fostering Hope in Red Deer, Alberta. There's no cost to view the content, with a portion of earnings from the channel going to assist in the well-being of future animals in need. So if you feel the need to forget about the latest political drama in your life for a while, subscribe to Funnable Friends. The stories of those lives of animals getting turned around is sure to brighten your day, and out of our lives and the chaos that continues in it, we could sure all afford a few minutes out of our lives to be a little more funnable. Link is down below in the description. But just a reminder for anybody, Funnable Friends was a weird sponsor to take on this channel, but they approached me with an idea to raise funds to foster animals and get them the homes that they need, and provide safe haven for animals in need. Now, this is a charitable outlet. This is one that does not take their funds for nefarious means, and I have verified that. So I like to back them up. But Funnable Friends has told me tonight they are going to drop $100 in the name of charity if I complete the One Chip Challenge here on the channel. So again, I guess I don't have a choice now. I'm going to have to find a way to stick it through, all in the name of charity, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure to come check out the stream tonight, 6 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Central. It's going to be a blast, and we're going to have some great topics to talk about tonight as well. One including this video of Justin Trudeau and these photos that have come online. Let's get straight into it. I'm going to come to you today with a bit of a double feature. A little bit of a double bubble, as they call it. Usually we talk about one subject, but it's going to lead into a little bit to do with Alberta, Danielle Smith. But we're going to tell a tale of two leaders, one who serves themselves and one who serves the people. Danielle Smith, of course, being the latter. While Justin Trudeau, this photo's been making its way online, went viral on Twitter. Of course, Antonio tweets coming out. First word you think of when you see this dipstick, go. I mean, so this photo's been coming around with people saying, look at his eyes, look at his face. He's clearly got red eyes. They're dilated. There's something going on with Justin Trudeau. And a lot of people, again, amid allegations that while he was in India, his plane was grounded with traces of the old white powder or Peruvian marching dust being found on his airplane. There's been many speculations about things like body doubles for the longest time, of people saying Justin Trudeau is not actually in his press conferences when he does these. It's a body double. Again, I took some time to look at this photo, because anytime Justin Trudeau slips up, it's funny as all hell. But I'm going to be honest with people here, because we covered other stories about other people linked to the Trudeaus where people said, hey man, that's not them, that's not real, that's fake news, that's everything else. Well, I've done my due diligence, ladies and gentlemen, and I told you that in the future we would do better. This image, and I am not coming to the defense of Justin Trudeau, this is a fake, false image. I'm sad to say, ladies and gentlemen, if you've seen it making its rounds on Twitter, if you've seen it making its rounds on social media, this is a doctored photo. Unfortunately, it is not what we've seen with Justin Trudeau. Here's the real picture of Justin Trudeau. Again, still not fully fully altered, but again, you can see the difference from this to this, and we're going to get into the real broadcast. But you can see where doctoring may have occurred. But good friend of the channel, Joe Lyman, putting through a GIF showing the transformation from Trudeau at the actual press conference to what was put online. Look at the change. Look at that radical change in Trudeau. From what was captured on camera versus what was put online. Again, he doesn't even have the full curl of the hair. It's been over exaggerated. His hair has been moved and bumped up. His face has been puffed out. The dimple in between his nose and lips was removed. I mean, the mole next to his nose was enlarged. And of course the eyes glazed. Now, this is a common we've seen on the internet. I don't know if you guys remember Joe Rogan and the infamous CNN having to apologize and backpedal when Joe Rogan announced that he had caught and contracted the coof. Now, of course, I have to mute this audio, but I'll play it while we talk about it. You can see where they tried to make him look what they call zombie Joe Rogan, because they were trying to push a certain narrative during the pandemic. And of course, he talks about treatments here, which is why I have to mute this, because hey, YouTube doesn't like people talking about treatments and what they feel works for social media. Again, I would convince anybody to not take my advice, but talk to their doctors if they're still considering any medical procedures in their lives outside of this pandemic. But when we get to the press conference, here is the actual Justin Trudeau, and it's going to be interesting to, like, when you compare, even there's the second photo. Here's the first photo. Here's the real one. You guys see the big difference? Again, we saw the GIF with Joe Lyman, but I wanted to talk about something he mentions in this video, and then we're going to get onto the double feature, because Alberta has shown, at least with Danielle Smith, that they're digging their heels in. And in the words of Twisted Sister, we're not going to take it anymore. But let's listen to what Justin Trudeau has to say.
So we said pollution will have a price on it. But more than that, we know there's a lot of families across this country who don't have huge amounts of choices in terms of, oh, I'm just going to buy a much more fuel-efficient car. I'm going to replace my roof or my insulation or my windows. That's a hard investment to make. So we wanted to make sure that people who continue to not be able to change much in their behaviors would get that money back. And that's what we do with the price on pollution. But think about a family that does decide, oh, okay, you know what, we can get a slightly smaller car, or we're going to replace our windows, we'll go for the slightly more fuel-efficient windows. Well, they actually get more money back because they're spending less
Okay, now now we get into the meat and potatoes of what this claim is. Now, we've seen Pierre Poilievre talking about the increase that's coming April 1st, the infamous April Fool's Day joke of Justin Trudeau. Now, that's a 23% increase that we are going to see over our current, I guess, our current level of what we're paying for carbon. And he's saying that if you replace your windows, if you replace your insulation, if you redo your roof, that apparently these things are going to offset what you're paying in carbon. And in fact, they tout their rebates, which they give every year, which they talk about roughly being about $1,400. Again, I know certain families are left out of that $1,400 rebate. I can tell you in this household, we haven't seen a single cent of a carbon tax rebate. But it actually ends up costing, where they say $1,400, Pierre Poilievre coming out to say it costs roughly more than double what the rebate is in order to charge people the carbon tax. And it's going to more than quadruple when this new change comes in effect come April 1st. But of course, we see here Justin Trudeau saying you can't opt out of federalism. You can't opt out of Canada. Of course, this meme making its way on tracks. Justin Trudeau saying you can't opt out of Canada. Alberta, hold my beer. And that's where we're going to get into what Danielle Smith has done. Now, Danielle Smith, this is where I say again, two leaders, one who serves themselves, one who serves the people. Here's the one who serves the people. I'm joining with the majority of premiers and provinces in opposition of Justin Trudeau's federal carbon tax. Ottawa must listen to the voices of Canadians. Now, I've reported on the channel before about Scott Moe and how he has stopped collecting carbon tax for utilities in Saskatchewan because, of course, that was a Crown corporation. They had the ability to do that. When you look at other provinces, unfortunately, provinces like Alberta don't have that same luxury. So Danielle Smith has been really, I guess, going through all the protocols to find out through legal measures how we can fight back against the carbon tax, how we can take a stance. We know that multiple premiers have put their foot down about this April 1st hike. We've seen, as our video that's yesterday with Chrystia Freeland, she's pulling back her 4.5% increase on beer and spirits as of April 1st and reducing that to 2%. Now, while I have said I don't believe that Justin Trudeau is going to eliminate the April 1st carbon tax increase, I can definitely tell you the pressure is on to, at very most, rapidly reduce what is going through. We've seen Pierre Poilievre actually calling for people to protest outside of MPs' offices. But let's take a look at the letter that Danielle Smith has put forward. God, that's really small. So let's just read it here before. I don't know why it zooms out when you click on something. But here we go. Dear Prime Minister, I'm joining my provincial counterparts in writing to reiterate our concerns that Albertans and Canadians have faced incredible pressures due to crippling inflation and high interest rates. That's why, on behalf of Albertans, I urge you to scrap the punitive carbon tax. If your government is unwilling to listen to the millions of Canadians calling for this, we're insisting you provide a uniform exemption on all forms of home heating, including natural gas, for all provinces. At the very least, we're asking you to suspend the federal carbon tax increase on April 1st. So, again, she's asking for what the eastern portion of the country has got. It was a 2-year halt, I believe, on the increase in carbon taxes in order to replace their homes with heat pumps. Well, we all know that that doesn't do anything. In fact, the fuel to run those heat pumps costs more than it would to heat your home. But she's saying at the very least, reduce the April 1st raise of the carbon tax. Our government has acted swiftly and decisively to offer relief to Albertans struggling with inflation, sorry. The text is so small, ladies and gentlemen. We've been able to offer relief to Albertans struggling with inflation through the affordability crisis. This includes re-indexing payments for seniors and people with disabilities, providing support to food banks, funding for low-income transit pass programs, and direct payments to those most affected by inflation. We also provided much needed relief at the pumps by suspending provincial gas tax in 2023. So again, while people complain about the price of fuel in Alberta, we're actually paying less than we should be, simply because the province has been sucking up those costs. Our province is a trusted leader in emissions reduction technologies such as carbon capture, utilization and storage, hydrogen development, and renewable energy. And of course, Alberta having some of, not some, but the cleanest practices in the world when it comes to fracking, when it comes to production, when it comes to transport of natural gas. This is an understatement by Danielle Smith, simply for the point of being cordial. But we are known around the world for offering practical solutions to some of the world's most complex energy needs. Our technology, innovation, and emissions reduction regulation is at the core of emissions management in Alberta, ensuring high-emitting industrial facilities in the province can invest in clean technology to stay competitive. Last year, we implemented a robust emissions reduction and energy development plan, which is supporting smart, innovative solutions in both traditional and emerging energy markets. As communicated to you in our meeting in Calgary yesterday, which again, I covered that yesterday on the channel, where Cian Bexty was harassed by RCMP and assaulted by RCMP officers. Go check that out if you haven't yet. Canadians have been burdened with many difficult decisions. Filling their gas tanks, paying their bills, and buying groceries have created worry amongst families. That's why I'm asking you to take action to help Albertans and Canadians. So it's not just for Albertans. She's talking about all Canadians. Sincerely, Honorable Danielle Smith, Premier, and honorable she certainly is, requesting that kind of relief amongst other premiers. It's not just Danielle Smith. We've seen other premiers pushing to, as Pierre Poilievre says, spike the tax come April 1st. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this, what kind of pressures mount for Justin Trudeau as time goes on. But it's relieving to see a premier who, in any province, is willing to stand up for their constituents rather than always tell people to bend over and take it. One thing I've always appreciated with Danielle Smith is that she's definitely shown since taking office that she's here for her constituents, that she's here for the people of Alberta. She's not here for some kind of federal run or to impress those in the federal government, much like Fat Stalin, Jason Kenney, when he was running the province. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Do you think we're going to see some relief? Do you think the pressure is going to be on Justin Trudeau? What do you think of the deep fake of Justin Trudeau being sick? Again, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news when it comes to putting it out there, ladies and gentlemen, but sometimes, and I would think this deepfake maybe could have been launched by the Liberals because they love it when everybody gets online and starts sharing these things by spreading misinformation. It only supports Justin Trudeau's online harms bill. It only supports moving things forward in their direction. So again, don't take the bait, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to see Justin Trudeau humiliated just as much as the next person. But the only way to humiliate him, I think, is to get him out of office and remove him once and for all and stop the ever-going cash flow to his bank accounts. But again, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think. Are you joining us on the live stream tonight? Let me know your comments down below. If it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share it out. YouTube has been shadow banning heavy lately, and views just cannot get pushed out. The only way for that to happen is if you're enjoying the content, you click the like button, you make a comment down below. It helps to push the video out and tell people, hey, this video is worth watching. So make sure to help us out on the channel. It costs you nothing, and it helps us out greatly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later this evening for Friday Night Fringe, and I'll catch you on the next one.